Hello and welcome to another video. This is part 2 of this 3-bedroom semi-detached property in Coventry. Now I'm going to give you details in this video of how long this property took, if I had any issues, and I'm going to show you around and you can see what it looks like now. And if you want to see what it looked like prior, go to the last video. Let me show you in. So exterior wise, I literally did not touch anything apart from the garden around the back. So before I bought this property, I think one of the neighbours told me the roof was done, so a new slate roof, the driveway was done, and the whole outside of the building was rendered. So that was obviously something that I didn't have to do, but everything else internally had to be done, and there was a lot of work. So let me show you in. So this porch area, I did debate pulling this out, but personally I think it's quite a good area to keep for trainers, jackets. You come in with lots of shopping, it's good to sort of put stuff down. I feel like it's very beneficial. Now, most of this house was scrapped, everything was brand new. The only things that we managed to keep, you can see the floor, which I really like. In London, a lot of townhouses have this, and you would definitely keep this, polish it, and it gives it a bit of character. And this handrail we kept. So if you look at the last video, we had cladding throughout this whole property, everywhere, absolutely everywhere, on all the walls. You couldn't actually see the wall anywhere. And when we started to take the cladding off, it took the plaster off with it. So this whole house had to be plastered, and the ceilings, I spoke to my plasterer, and it wasn't worth trying to go straight over the top. We ended up plasterboarding the ceilings as well, so we've got a nice fresh finish throughout the whole of the property. As you can see, paintwork, we kept it simple, white walls, and as I show you around here, this wall, which carried on, we knocked through to give it an open plan effect. You had a galley style kitchen before, which I think a lot of houses years ago had that style of kitchen. I was debating spending the money, but I think it cost me £600 with a local builder to knock that through, put a lintel in, and yeah, I was really happy straight away. Makes it a lot more spacious in here, and loads of natural light throughout this whole living dining space and kitchen. So windows wise, we kept everything, but as I said, it needed a full rewire, all new plumbing, and obviously all the plastering was new. I wanted to try to salvage some of the carpentry in terms of the skirting or the door frames, but the more we started doing demolition, it just wouldn't have been right to keep bits and bobs of woodwork, and obviously being a carpenter myself, it would just bother me. So all of the door frames, doors, skirting, architrave, everything's brand new. Here is our kitchen, which we've left 2 spaces for what will be probably your washer dryer and your dishwasher. And it's worked out really nice, to be honest. I've gone for the same style as I did on the last project. Same worktops. This is from Magnet with the LMPG account, obviously get really good discount. But yeah, obviously oven, hob, big larder, fridge, freezer. And if I show you the garden quickly, this was super overgrown. So all on this hand side, you had this horrible corrugated metal and ivy, which went all the way down. So we took that all out, and if you know me properly, I like to do things 100%, don't cut corners, don't do things cheap. And as you can see here, we've got concrete gravel boards, concrete posts, and the close board fence panels. So I'm really happy with how this came out. So the original plan with this property was obviously to flip, so do the work and then put it on the market and try to sell it as quick as possible. I've never done that. I've always just buy, refurbish, refinance and rented out the property, but with this one I wanted to sell it. Unfortunately, this property was on the market for 3 months. After two and a bit months, I reduced the price. I had viewings, I had offers, but unfortunately I couldn't get the price that I wanted, which wasn't a problem because plan B was always to then refinance and then rent the property out. So in my opinion, I feel like it's the time in the market, and also it's the time of year. Obviously with the interest rates, people's spending power is not as it was 18 months ago, 24 months ago. So that's where we're at, and the rental market is so strong. Within no time, we had 9 viewings on like a block viewing on one day. 3 people wanted the property. I even had offers above what I wanted to rent the property for. So we've actually got tenants going in next Monday, which is great. Up here, bathroom, bedroom 1, bedroom 2, and bedroom 3. Now this bathroom, let me tell you something. We actually didn't realise until we actually started doing the work. This house was actually owned by an old couple. They lived in here for, I think, 35, 40 years. And they hadn't really done anything internally for a very long time. The sink, when you looked underneath it, you had your cold pipe with the tap that worked, and you actually had no hot pipe. So there was no hot water in this bathroom coming from the tap, and you just had an electric heater on the wall for the electric shower, for the shower. So quite antiquated, and the electrics in this house was crazy. So we kept this nice and simple. Toilet, sink, and bath. If you look at how this was before, there was just a big shower in the corner. In terms of the measurements, I could literally just about make this work, but really happy with how this came out. And we've got a nice towel rail here. Yeah, really desirable. And then bedroom 1. We are creatures of habits. I've used this colour many times before. Tranquil Dawn Dulux. Obviously this is the way the room would be laid out this way, with your bed here, sockets either side of the bed. And in this house I went for electric heating. So that's the first time I've done that. On a project I did for a client a few years ago, we did the same, but everything I've ever done for myself has always been combi boilers, gas central heating. But in this house I thought, look, let me do something a bit different. In terms of electric, there are benefits, but also there are downsides as well. But we got here about an hour ago. I put some of these heaters on because I wanted to test how quickly it warms the room, and to be honest, this room is actually quite warm. So I'm quite happy, but I've heard a few people say electric heating can be quite expensive. But in terms of installation, it's quick, and in terms of maintenance, it's also got lots of benefits as opposed to if you've got radiators. But yeah, you can see the garden from up here. Let's go into here now. There's a second big bedroom. Really good sized room. Really good size. So you'd have your bed coming out from there. Same again, double sockets either side of the bed. And then we put sockets here for obviously the TV. And then you've got plenty of room in here for like a chest of drawers, bedside table, etc. And quite interesting, when I had the neighbour over who's lived here for quite a long time, he said in his house, because the layout is exactly the same, he moved this wall here to this reveal just to make that room a lot bigger, which I did think about, but I was trying to keep costs down as much as possible. I'll tell you at the end of this video how much I spent on this house. Just bear in mind, demolition, new electrics, new plumbing, new carpets, and I'm going to give you 100% transparency when I tell you how much this cost. Let's look at the last room. So if I lived here, I'd use this last room as an office or some sort of storage. I don't have tons of stuff to be honest. Or you could have this as a walk-in wardrobe if you had lots of clothes. But the tenants who are coming in here, I think this will be used as a child's room. So I think you definitely fit a cot or single bed. No, it works well. So if we just go into a little bit of information about how long this project took. If you go back to the last video, I bought this in February at auction. It was online auction. It was on, off the top of my head, it was the day after Valentine's Day. So the auction was the 15th. I completed 8 weeks later. and then we started work straight away. This project took 4 months, beginning to end, from me starting the demolition, doing the full rip out, to carpets down and snagging complete. It was 4 months. That's what it was. And to be honest, I hit absolutely no issues with this project. It actually felt a bit strange. So when you've done projects before and you've had issues with builders and issues with planning, obviously I did not have to deal with the council. It was just very, very simple. I used builders who I've used before, and in this game, when you use trusted, reliable, experienced contractors, builders, it makes your life so easy. For example, my electricians who worked on this project, I've used them so many times before. I've spent easily over 30,000 with them in the last 5-6 years. So he gives me a quote, he comes in here, there's no, is he going to turn up? Is he reliable? Is the work going to be done properly? None of that. Obviously, I've been in the construction game myself for the last 10 years, so I know what I'm looking at as well. So it actually felt a little bit strange for things to go so smoothly, but in this game, that's the way things should go. You're going to have projects which are a bit rough and a bit complicated and many challenges, but I guess you're going to have projects like this where everything just runs smoothly. So 4 months. And then, like I said, it's been on the market for 3 months. Unfortunately, couldn't sell it. And then we put it on the open market for rent, and within literally, I think 2-3 weeks, we've got a tenant in, deposit paid, and they're moving in very quickly. And then we'll start that refinance process. So that's another property added to the portfolio, and then we can assess things further down the line. So that was the timeline. And in terms of what this project costs, I think I said in my first video, my budget is around 30,000, so I'm going to be managing this project myself. Yeah, around 30, 32 max. I want to be completely transparent with you. All in, this project was 40,000. Now, I know there's parts of this house which maybe could have been done a little bit cheaper. I had local builders say to me, don't buy a new kitchen, don't buy a new bathroom, go on Facebook Marketplace, but to be honest, it's just not the way I operate. It's not the way I like to do things properly, get proper materials, proper tradesmen who know what they're doing, do it properly once. Now, maintenance-wise, this should be, in theory, there should be absolute minimal maintenance with this property. So 40,000 all in. That's where we work, which that's me managing the property, getting the trades in individually, me buying the materials, and managing everything from beginning to end. So that's where we're at. Thank you for watching another video of mine, and stay tuned for more property content, refurb, construction tips, and I'll see you on the next video. All the best.